Hey guys, and welcome back to the series A MariChat Christmas Special, written by Stacey Holt. The artwork was created and approved by Natural Wind on Tumblr. All the links are still in the bottom description box. Shane will be voicing Cat Noir and Adrian. I will be voicing Marinette, Sabine, and the narrator. Maddie's going to be voicing Tikki. Ashton will be voicing Plagg and Alya. Brad will be voicing Tom. Calvin will be voicing Nino. You can find the links to their social media and their YouTube channels in the description box below. If you'd like to show your support, you can like, subscribe, and comment. Chapter 16. A Morning Surprise.
Good morning.
Marinette opened her eyes to find a pair of green cat eyes smiling at her. Marinette groaned and pulled the blankets over her head as she rolled over. Cat Noir laughed and pulled on the blanket slightly, but could tell she had a death grip on the blanket.
Oh, princess. Time to get up.
He laughed. No, Cat. Time for sleep. Go away, she said tiredly.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that.
He snickered. He let go of the blanket and went to the end of the bed, smirking as he pulled the blanket off of her feet and sat down on her legs. He felt Marinette pull the blankets off of her head and give him a glare. Cat, I swear to God, if you do what I think you're going to do, she glared. He gave her a devilish smirk and grabbed her feet and started tickling her, hearing her scream out and flail her feet trying to get away from his touch. Okay. I give in. I give up. Stop, she screamed.
You promise?
He said, still tickling her. Yes, please, she pleaded. He smiled and stood up, crawling back to meet her face to face. She rolled her eyes and huffed. You're lucky you're cute, she groaned.
I'm cute now.
He smiled. Don't get ahead of yourself, cat boy, she smirked. Why are you here so early anyway? She sat up and yawned, rubbing the sleep out of her eyes.
Oh, no reason.
He smiled. Should he tell her that when they were baking that she said, you know you can really impress a girl if you learn how to cook? He had been practicing how to make the perfect breakfast every morning, every day since she said that. He wanted to impress her.
Come on downstairs when you get dressed,
he said excitedly, jumping down from her bed. Does my mom and dad know you're here this early? She asked, raising an eyebrow.
Yeah, they let me in through the front door this morning.
The front door? Okay, who are you and what have you done with Cat? She crossed her arms. He laughed and disappeared downstairs, letting her get dressed. A few minutes later, Marinette walks down in her Christmas pajamas, but her hair slightly brushed, but not in her usual pigtails. She left it down to her shoulders, since they weren't leaving for the day. Good morning, dear, Sabine smiled, sitting at the breakfast table with Tom. Marinette stood by the stairs, a little taken aback when she saw that both her parents were sitting at the table, while Cat Noir was in the kitchen instead. What's going on? Marinette asked. Cat Noir walked over to Marinette with a perky smile.
I'm making everyone breakfast. Have a seat, princess,
he said with a grin.
Princess? Are you two dating now?
Tom asked. Finally, Sabine laughed. Mom, Dad, Marinette groaned, taking a seat in front of them, hearing Cat Noir laugh in the background. Though they didn't really discuss if they were dating or not, she would like to. She knew it probably wouldn't be the best decision since Hawkmoth was still around. She only said no to dating him as Ladybug, so he wouldn't get distracted in battle. But since she was a civilian, he kinda fell for her civilian self. Was it such a bad thing? She liked Cat a lot, but what about Adrian? She loved Adrian. She still didn't know what to do about that, and she needed to deal with that another day.
Here you go,
he said, placing a few plates in front of everyone. Wow, Cat, this looks great. Why did you decide to make breakfast anyway? Marinette asked.
Well, you inspired me,
he said nervously. Inspired? She asked, confused.
You, said,
He stammered, not sure how to word it. Sabine and Tom made their plates, smiling at one another silently, listening in on the conversation.
You said when we were baking the other day that guys can impress any girl if they learn how to cook,
he said, his face turning red. Marinette's face turned red, and she went quiet as she stared at Cat. It was as if their awkward silence went on forever. Well, I guess we will see, why not come eat with us? She said, trying to change the subject. Cat turned around and put any dirty dishes in the sink to save him some time for his cheeks to return to normal, but it was in vain. He walked over to the table and slid in, sitting beside Marinette, and made himself a plate. Cat Noir ate the food off of his plate nervously. This is what he was practicing all week for. He watched as Sabine took a few bites and smiled. Good. It seemed like she liked it. His eyes shifted to Tom. He smiled and winked at him as he gave him a thumbs up. Cat Noir sighed a breath of relief and nodded, thanking him. Cat Noir swallowed, and his eyes drifted to Marinette, the only person whose opinion really mattered to him, the only reason he made breakfast. I mean, he made breakfast for Tom and Sabine too, but he wanted to impress Marinette first. "What are you staring at me for?" she asked, feeling a little awkward.
Well, how is it?
He asked. "It's really good," she laughed, nudging his shoulder while taking another bite. "If you don't eat it yourself, it will get cold." Cat Noir smiled and started to eat his own food, feeling accomplished. He hoped she liked it and hoped he made a good impression on her. He knew she could make anything. Him? Making anything with his hands was hard enough with help. He hoped she enjoyed it, and he enjoyed making it for her and her family because they were his family. Or, hopefully one day, they really will be for real. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I'd like to shout out all of my friends who agreed to partake in all the voice acting, and you should take a look at all their social media and their links below. Other than that, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys!